this concept art looks very ethereal. It has three faces. It seems like something that we should be afraid of, but maybe not really. A little bit comforting. And it seems like, I don't know, there is something a little bit other about it. And since I know that that is often what you enjoy consuming, mixing around, remixing, and then putting back into your art, is that something that influenced your monster design, or what else were you thinking of that made it into the final concept art?
Yeah, I was very interested in this idea of like kind of having to share a body. That especially for Michael Michel's script, the idea of having exes that have combined in some type of way, right? And so for me, when I think about a combination of people, I'm always thinking about like there's a fluidity and an expansion that the body has to be able to represent, right? This body has to look like it can morph and open and consume you, take you in, but it can also hold its own. So I think the oozing and the pulsating, pre-understanding Venice's process with like gags and understanding how to make it pulsate, I saw these bubbles that kind of breathe, kind of like a bullfrog or something that is bubbling on the stove, a concoction. So for me, I guess it is on a on a spiritual like what is it? What are we connoting? And if we're connoting there's an overspill of emotions, chemicals, combinations, mutilation, this idea of really non-consensually joining and pain, bringing people into one flesh form. So all those things are very ethereal and ephemeral. And as an artist and as a visual storyteller, I find myself tied to textures, to scents, to smells that give me that feeling, which is why that the pinks and the reds are there. I think when I think about a oozing shape, it is literally, this kind of like U shape, right? A bubble is an O. I just thinking about once again, like how do we continue what's already there? Two, I really am interested in transhumanism in the sense of like typically when we talk about transhumanism, we talk about like robots, right? But any type of sentient life form outside of what we consider to be like a mortal human. And for me, I'm all about monstrosity. I think that monstrosity is a lot more of a splicing and identification of biology and animals and specimen that we just haven't discovered. We haven't seen. I don't think that we are like always afraid of once again this like really pale woman with long black hair. I think that our relationship to what we fear is like what we fear in real life show up as our monsters. And so I'm never looking to create a creature that is a xenophobic representation of something that I don't understand. Instead, I would rather combine deep sea creatures, animals, different life forms. You know how that Vaseline was petroleum that they found in the sewer. What does that look like when you discover something like that? Probably feels very alien. So for me, I take a very evolution, that movie standpoint, very alien relationship to body horror. And I'm always looking to have a identifiable and fresh silhouette, you know? So those are some things that come to mind, but a lot of like I'm preparing for my first solo show where I just am showing all the creatures and monsters I'm making that all have backstories. But to your point, yes, most of my creatures are very bright. They're more they are beings more than they are ghostly, evil things from the undead. I just don't even see death and life in that way. And so my creatures are always going to take lots of non-human silhouettes because I feel like human supremacy is the reason why this planet is dying. Let's blame
Mm,
capitalism. So I want to see I want us to see ourselves in other forms, and I feel like that's also like a part of empathy, and I think that's the best part of horror. Outside of the like, I kiss myself, I'm so scared, right? It's like,
yeah,
wow, I
yeah.
was scared of you, and now I'm less scared.